Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Welcome to Thirukkolur Penpillai Rahasyam episode number 65. In our previous Bhakti Rahasyam, episode number 64, we saw the glories of the spiritual master Swami Aandaan, and how just by listening to the glories of the divine place called Thiruvananthapuram, modern day Trivandrum, where the Lord Ananta Padmanabha Swami rules, Swami Aandaan was attracted to that divine place by listening to the divine poems composed by Nammalvar on this divine place Thiruvananthapuram. So he starts from his place Srirangam to go to Thiruvananthapuram. That is what we saw in episode number 64. Now in episode 65, Thirukkolur Penpillai is actually comparing herself with a disciple of Swami Aandaan called Deivari Aandaan. Her Bhakti Rahasyam number 65 is, did I feel the pangs of separation like Deivari Aandaan? So in a way this is a continuation of the previous episode as to when Swami Aandaan left for Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram, what happened next. So that is the content of this Bhakti Rahasyam. So let us see what happened next. Now Swami Aandaan was not permanently relocating to Thiruvananthapuram from Srirangam. He was going there for a short period of time to enjoy the divine experiences with Lord Ananta Padmanabha Swami. Now he would be away from Srirangam for some specified duration. So the activities which he used to carry out, he used to perform at the temple, they should not be hindered in any way, right? So he nominated one of his disciples, Deivari Aandaan, to take over, to preside over the affairs of the temple and the activities whatever Swami Aandaan was engaged in, so that in his absence Deivari Aandaan was supposed to manage on all those fronts. Saying this, Swami Aandaan left for Thiruvananthapuram. Now Deivari Aandaan was such a devoted disciple that as days passed, he couldn't live in the absence of his guru, his spiritual master. He started feeling the pangs of separation. Now slowly it affected him so much, that is this temporary relocation of Swami Aandaan, that temporary absence affected him so much that it started impacting his health. He didn't have meals at the right time, he couldn't sleep properly. That was the burning devotion for his master. Now other fellow disciples, when they saw this condition, they at first couldn't understand what was bothering Deivari Aandaan, but they could see that he was growing weak and frail day by day. So once they called for the physician there to assess Deivari Aandaan's health. When the physician monitored Deivari Aandaan, he said he is perfectly normal in all the physical aspects, but whatever he is going through, it seems he is suffering from some pangs of separation. So it's all mentally associated, nothing physical for him. So the physician then told the disciples to have a discussion with him and understand what was bothering him, because there was nothing to be done, no medicines for regaining his physical fitness. So once the physician left, the disciples gathered around Deivari Aandaan. They tried to understand, for which Deivari Aandaan says, what big suffering can one have other than being separated from one's spiritual master? So when they heard this response, they came to know that just because Swami Alavandar had left, he couldn't bear that separation. This is comparable to, say, little kids who are separated from their parents, especially the mother. Say the mother has to go to the office, the kids can't bear that separation. While the mother is leaving for the office, they would cry, they would want to accompany her to the office, but yeah, that's not possible. And then they would be a bit dull for some time, then slowly they would gain their mood back, and once they see their mother in the evening, they would be extremely happy. So this was exactly the same condition Deivari Aandaan was going through, that when he had left, but yeah, he couldn't regain his mood as days passed by. So the fellow disciples came to a conclusion that if he is left in this condition as it is, by the time Swami Alavandar comes back from Thiruvananthapuram to Srirangam, Deivari Aandaan would have left for the heavenly abode. So they decide to take him to Thiruvananthapuram, as that was the only way out in the current scenario. So they arrange for a palanquin or a pallak where 4 people would lift Deivari Aandaan, and he would be seated in kind of a temporary room, and they would lift it, they would carry it from one place to other. So now as the palanquin bearers were carrying Deivari Aandaan, they, after some days, they approached Thiruvananthapuram. The thought that he would be getting closer to his spiritual master automatically had a positive impact on Deivari Aandaan's health. He started feeling better. The thoughts of meeting his guru, prostrating before his guru, these had calming influences on him. So the point comes where he is just at the outskirts of Thiruvananthapuram. Now, by then, sufficient time had passed when Swami Alavandar had left Srirangam for Thiruvananthapuram. So it was now time for him to go back from Thiruvananthapuram to Srirangam. So he starts his journey back from Thiruvananthapuram, and he also reaches the same outskirts where Deivari Aandaan and the other fellow disciples have reached. Now, seeing his master come in front of him, Deivari Aandaan, by then he was almost, his health had improved, so he gets down from the palanquin. He immediately goes and falls at the feet of his master. Now these are certain marks of disciples. Whenever they see the spiritual master, acharya, the first thing they need to do is to fall on his feet to take his blessings. Now, when he falls at Swami Alavandar's feet, Swami Alavandar asks, "Who is this person who has fallen at my feet?" Now, this is a very dangerous question. It sends a chill down the spine of Deivari Aandaan, who is already on the ground, and the disciples who have gathered. Because for them, how could the master not recognize or identify his chosen disciple? And if he is not identifying him, means he has started to isolate him for some activities which he considers that it was not right to do. So in this case, Swami Alavandar felt that Deivari Aandaan should have been in Srirangam managing the affairs at the forefront, yet he had come to Thiruvananthapuram, so he couldn't accept those facts. For that, to understand the facts more better and to get to the current circumstances, Swami Aadavandar poses this question: who is this person who has fallen at my feet? To which the fellow devotees reply, it is your disciple Deivari Aandaan. So Swami Aadavandar then poses couple of questions, tricky ones, with loaded content, hidden messages. So in the first statement he says that in Ramayana, when Lord Rama had asked Bharata to rule Ayodhya for 14 long years, he expected Bharata not to retire to the forest or join Rama, but Bharata was supposed to carry out the rule in Ayodhya independently, to which Bharata did. He followed the rules of his Lord, his master, Lord Rama. So it seems I am not Lord Rama, that is why Deivari Aandaan has chosen to disobey my orders. Now this further terrifies Deivari Aandaan. Now he has fully realized that he has made a mistake by disobeying his master's orders. So he just cries at the feet of his master, asking for forgiveness. So he is in that position only, he has not raised his head, he is just at the feet of his master. When the other disciples hear this question, they explain to the acharya that his health had deteriorated, and that is why we had taken him from Srirangam to Thiruvananthapuram. So they explain whatever happened back in Srirangam in the acharya's absence. So to which Swami Aadavandar, he says the next statement: okay, if that is the case, now do I have to prove that I am Lord Rama for you to get up? So hearing that, Deivari Aandaan, the next tricky statement, so he felt that his master had forgiven him. So he gets up, he cries, he explains the fact that he couldn't bear the pangs of separation, and that is what made him come here. So hearing that, Swami Aadavandar embraces Deivari Aandaan, and with that he recovers fully. Whatever, say 5-10% he was still suffering from those pains and illness, everything is gone. Everyone is happy there. So because there was a proper explanation to the fact why he disobeyed, he and the other disciples explained about the ill health, about this suffering. So spiritual masters can be very tough at heart when people are, or when specifically when disciples are not obeying them, but there is equally an amount of softness in their tough stance. So here, when the master had that, he took that tough stance of asking who this person was who was falling at his feet. When he heard the explanation, that tough stance changed to a soft stand. So after embracing Deivari Aandaan, he asks him, he tells the people who were present there, like, since you have come this great distance, Thiruvananthapuram Ananta Padmanabha Swami is just a stone throw away. So please go and have darshan of Swami Ananta Padmanabha. To which Deivari Aandaan says, if I have travelled that far and my Thiruvananthapuram, my Ananta Padmanabha is just standing in front of me, what is the need for me to go to the temple separately and pray to Ananta Padmanabha, which means, again, it's in the Sri Vaishnava tradition, the disciples hold their spiritual masters at the ultimate level, even a step above the Lord. They feel that it is just because of the spiritual master, acharya, they are able to enjoy all the divine experiences, they are able to enjoy the Lord. So for them, the Lord comes after the spiritual master. So here, this incident again proved this fact when Deivari Aandaan says, I don't have to go to the temple separately to have darshan of the Lord. I got the darshan of my Lord just right in front of me, saying that he again falls at Swami Alavandar's feet. So this was the incident which captures Thirukkolur Penpillai's attention for benchmarking. She feels how devoted Deivari Aandaan was, that he couldn't feel, he couldn't live even for those temporary days without his guru. And when he went and met him, he didn't go to the temple. He felt all those divine experiences of seeing the Lord just by having a darshan and falling at the feet of his master. So what a great devotee Deivari Aandaan was. So her Bhakti Rahasyam is, did I feel the pangs of separation like Deivari Aandaan? So the hidden message here for us is, even we as spiritual souls, we have separated from our ultimate master, the ultimate Lord, the Supreme Lord. We have come into this world, enjoy all the pleasures, sense gratification is what we get involved in. There are various things in the world which attracts our senses basically. So we have forgotten our original master, forget feeling pangs of separation from him, because there are so many other objects which have diverted our attention, and to such an extent that we have forgotten who we actually are and what is the real purpose of human birth. So in a way, this Bhakti Rahasyam is a reminder for us that even we should slowly start getting into that spiritual process of remembering our original master and start feeling the pangs of separation, to the extent like a day will come when we get to our master and get united with him. So this process may not be in just this birth. That is why our Sanatana Dharma believes on this concept of taking multiple births, where it is taking multiple births is kind of a spiritual progress, where one does a lot of devotional activities and slowly it takes him or her to that process where they realize who they actually are and take steps to get closer to the ultimate Supreme Master, the Lord. That was the content of our Bhakti Rahasyam episode number 65. So stay blessed, stay devoted and stay tuned for our next Bhakti Rahasyam. Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.